In this video, we will go over how to set up a Viper 4 and a Product Controller 2 to run basic ISO spray rate control. The Product Controller 2 ECU, otherwise known as the Hawkeye ECU, can come with the machine from the factory without Hawkeye nozzle control valves installed on the boom. With the Product Controller 2 ECU, you can still run basic spray rate control without the Hawkeye features. This leaves the option to add Hawkeye boom cabling and NCVs in the future. For this demonstration, we will set up a sprayer in the Viper 4, and then we will set up product control in the UT panel. You can name the configuration anything you want, but we usually recommend using the boom information. Now choose self-propelled for the machine, and then give it a name. Here it is usually best to use the model number. For the machine pick lists, start at the top and then work your way down. Whether you are using Hawkeye NCVs or not, you would normally skip this part of the setup, but I will add this machine's boom to show you a trick that could potentially save you some time. Normally, boom setup is done in the UT panel for ISO systems, and then you combine the ISO boom with the machine later on in the setup. Work your way through the tabs to finish the machine profile. If you chose a specific machine from the pick list, these measurements will already be loaded for you. For custom setups, these must be entered manually. Now we can move on to the UT setup. To start, you can let the Hawkeye system know if you have fence rows. If at any time you have a question on a feature or setting, you can press the information button. Enter the number of physical boom sections you have, and then enter their widths. If you added the boom during the machine setup like I did earlier, you can use that as a reference for the measurements. Next, set the offset for the boom from the rear axle of the machine. If the boom is behind the rear axle, enter a negative number. Now assign each section to a physical switch. On this machine, there are 9 switches, so it is a 1-to-1 assignment. Next, choose your pressure transducer range. If you have a sparge system, choose the range for the sparge pressure transducer. Now select your valve type, enter your flow meter count and its unit of measurement, and then put in a starting target rate. Now we need to update the machine profile with the ISO boom sections. The red box around the boom means the boom in the machine profile does not match the boom in the UT. To add the ISO boom, select the hardware configuration button and then the machine button. Go into the Equipment tab, delete your boom profile if you added one like I did, and then press the plus button. The Viper 4 will automatically add the ISO section information. Press the Edit button, and then go to the Measurements tab. Uncheck the Use Defaults option, and it will use the boom offset you entered in the Setup Wizard. After you leave these screens, the red boom should go away. That wraps up the initial setup. We cover the additional system settings in part 2 of the Hawkeye setup. That video goes over all of the settings for a complete Hawkeye system, so it will cover everything for this basic mode. Just know that there will be some options and settings shown that will not be available since you do not have nozzle control valves.